Bars and Threads, featuring a purist, a hip hop head. Joe 360, that's my name, that's my call sign. Y'all know what it is. Let's jump right into it. Hip hop historian, lyricist, on point to fashion to no end. This is what we do. This is called episode 2. I'm calling it Addressing the Elephants in the Room. Let's start with this. Now, I'm not going to actually play the video because I don't want to get in trouble and I don't support the profanity on the video, so I do have to put out a disclaimer for what you might hear. Parental advisory, and I do not own the rights to what is being said in the video. Make that clear.
Streets, when the streets don't hold the culture of the game, now that the weird Twitter nerds and the nerds and all of these weird motherfuckers got, they got their hands on the culture. The voice of the streets don't mean as much as it did when we was coming up. There was a lot of cons to that as well. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say that, but you see what happened when the streets, don't control the game no more. It's a lot of fuck nigga shit going on, man. And a lot of people's okay with it because they're fuck niggas, man.
Wow. Benny, let's talk, sir. My first point, and I know you know, hip hop has always been a place where brown and black people can express their and pour out their feelings for the culture. Certain forms of the art can take over more than other forms of the art form of rap, Benny. It's whatever truly what you just said the streets is feeling. That's my first point. This one right here is not. It's glasses off. No red information. My second point, Benny, you and Griselda were saving the golden era and bringing back a strong resurgence, no doubt. But you got to remember something, and I want everybody to be subjective about this. But right smack dab in the middle of the twerk tight pants era, I'm gonna say this again. You were bringing back a resurgence in the middle of the twerk tight pants era with mumble rap, ratchet rap, drill, twerk rap, whiny, irritating mumble / drill rap, etc. The era where no one really wants to think, Benny. People are not caring about, I need to put so much thought into these double entendres or this drug rap or this coke rap because maybe where they at, they ain't even thinking none of that. They just want to keep it simple and plain. So you only have a certain audience. Benny, I'm sure you know this culture was programmed to think that an 808 and a bass drum with the same repetitive snare drum, muted in and out, with some dumbed down lyrics, is what matters. This is not the first time we've had this discussion in hip hop, but it was a little bit more controversial in a time of the golden era. This is not the golden era. I just told you what era it is, and I think as a culture and as a people, we know what era it is, Benny. I don't know why you're not reading the elephants in the room. I think Lil Wayne has done the same thing and said that, I wasn't aware that what the elephants in the room really were. I don't really want to go through the compare and contrast on that right now. We could talk about that on a whole nother level, but I just want to get down to what you said. And I respect the whole Griselda movement a great deal, but a lot of this auto tune 808 down south drum snare stuff has been precedence on every platform, even food commercials. I mean, it's a repetitive nature, no originality. Everybody Mr. Me Tooing or Mr. Mrs. Me Tooing. This is actual facts. But again, we gotta read the elephants in the room. Uh, you're imperative and you're important, Benny. And in the last few albums that I've heard from you, not to be disrespectful, respectfully, no disrespect. I just feel like that you have not been reading the elephants in the room correctly. Because the resurgence of what you were bringing back, which we consider the golden era from the '90s, is it has to be very consistent with what you have been bringing since you started. I don't want to keep going into your importance because my third point, I don't think your streets is the same as everybody else's streets out here. It's like Grand Theft Auto, like New Jersey Drive, the movie. I actually have posted that on Instagram. These streets all over the country, drug dealing is a minimal compared to the Grand Theft Auto, the carjackings, the it looks like Grand Theft Auto out here, but if you ever seen the movie New Jersey Drive, that is a perfect description of what the streets look like all over the country right now. You know, I mean, drug dealing might be still there, but it's at a minimal. It's not as big as it used to be. So we'll get back to drug rap because that's just another form of hip hop, and maybe it does have double entendres and bars people don't understand. But what I want you to understand, Benny, is just that you're not reading the elephants in the room. Like we all see it as a hip hop head, a person that listens to everything. You're not reading the elephant in the room, and I want you to be consistent at what you and Griselda do, not what the elephant in the room consists of. Because when you lack that originality, and I see you trying to search for something without them Derringer beats, I'm reading the elephant in the room, Benny. I don't know you personally to even be saying your name and saying all the things that I'm saying at this point, but I feel like as a hip hop head, and I got to be honest with you. Some of it's just not appreciative at all because it's like you're not reading the elephants in your room, man. You came into an era where you knew what was going on. You fit with it. You fit with the fashion. You did what they was doing. West Side is holding Griselda down in that lane, but I just think that the elephant in the room part you just haven't seen. My fourth point, the nerds comment. Are you talking about Shady Records? Let's talk about it. Because Shady Records is who brought y'all in the game around, I would say, modestly, I'm going to say 2016, 2017, 2018 maybe. And this is still in the same era of what we're talking about. You know, I mean, in all honesty, it is. Those nerds, if you consider them nerds, because I'm not sure, I want to make this clear to you real quick. That fan base is, Eminem's fan base is probably like, I don't know, maybe like 65 to 70 to 72% Caucasian. So is that a point you're trying to create? I'm going off a short clip, so I don't want to like fire off too far on you. But those nerds are what has supported the whole Griselda movement. That's pushed that envelope or that needle that needed to go where it needed to be at. So, Benny, I'm addressing the statements because I just feel like that the lane that you're in, your appetite has grown because of the elegance that you're seeing, but that fades away. But relevance has to stay and remain because you still can do those shows to get your money back. But you can't be like the tight pants era, and every time I come out with an album, 2 weeks later it's trash or nobody wants to hear it no more. So I don't know if that was a short clip. You really didn't, you know. I don't know. It might be more to that. I don't know. That was on somebody's podcast, and I would like to shout those people out, but I do not. I have no clue who it was because it's all over the place. But podcast, I would say the new form of radio, the new things that we are doing as people who are in that type of lane. We're trying to keep integrity to the bars, and we need what Griselda has been bringing and speaking and resurging to the game. That is a point that I definitely want to make here, and I just feel that as a lyricist, a purist, we need to start reading the room, especially the elephants in the room. That coat rack was spoken and performed at the Vatican by the Eclipse. I didn't say Eclipse, I said the Clips. Who would have thought that hip hop would make it this far? So, Benny, I just feel like that you're not reading the elephants in the room, bro. You know what I mean? And I hate to say it in a young language. You're just not reading the elephant in the room. And I mean, I can't wait for the next project that you release with what you need to bring back and stop looking for the lane, because the lane is already there for you, brother. You can do whatever you want to do, but stay true to self. Because I've seen people post things about being true to self or releasing things and coming out the character and doing, you know your lane. You know when you feel you out the most, and that's when you need to release. And that's what I feel the most from any Griselda Benny project. And by the way, I have not wanted to review albums or even post albums of yours yet because I just haven't seen the consistency of certain projects with you by yourself based on with someone else. And that's a whole nother podcast or whole nother conversation. But I just feel like you're not reading a room on what's been dominant around you, and your lane was created through those nerds. So it's just not consistent with your behavior. The solidification is always going to be there for y'all, you know. But again, just read the room correctly, especially the elephants. Please don't forget to subscribe, and like and comment. I'm already on Instagram. You already know who it is. Joe360. You know the hip hop quotable on this one. Mobb Deep, The Realest is the song. Cool G rap verse. It's ridiculous. Come on now. A street graph or a streetwear graph, and I do have a designer graph on right beside it, is what's flourishing through the minds of people I trust when it comes to fashion. That's all on the Instagram page. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I didn't want to say share. You can share too, but comment also on that Instagram page because interaction is crucial. And I already told you that on the first episode. Oh, I almost forgot about something. A few more things. There were a lot of 5 Mike Classic albums this year, and I will name these albums, and I'm pretty sure you have already seen it, if not on my Instagram page. If it's not on there, let me know. Clips, that was the first one. Jid, definitely gotta give you the second one, buddy. Freddie Gibbs, Alchemist, come on now. Raekwon, Ghostface, Mobb Deep. Already on the page. I'll follow up in the next couple of episodes with the 4.5 mic category, which is the albums that could have been 5 mic albums, but I have my reasons for not putting those albums at 5 mics, and I am not being biased. I am not signed by any of these artists. I'll give you a follow up next episode, so please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Joe 360 Bars and Threads. First review. I'm out.